What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Boeckle Brothers Channel, where we talk all things real estate. I'm Landon.
And I'm Jesse. And on today's episode, we are answering the question of when to flip a property and when to buy and hold it.
Let us start off by saying deciding whether to flip a property or rent or hold a property is a very difficult decision.
Definitely.
You know, when you get on a roll as a flipper, it's easy to get caught up in the grind, right? You're cruising, you're moving, you're selling properties, you're making profits. It's very difficult to think about going any alternative way from there.
To be honest, we suffered from that exact thing for probably far too long in our business when we first started. We were just so happy making flip profits and cruising along that we didn't really even think to explore other avenues.
Yeah, we should have bought so many of those properties and kept them as buy and holds over the years. And, finally we created a system that allows us to determine whether we flip that property or wholesale it, or we keep it in our own portfolio as a buy and hold.
Exactly. So in this video, without getting too technical with any of the math or calculations, we're going to cover a couple rules of thumb that we use to help us make those decisions.
So our first approach to most all of our deals is a flip first approach, right? We determine how much can we flip that property for. Also, we take a look at it and ask ourselves, is there a potential to wholesale that property, which will bring it to a few of our trusted buyers and try to determine what they're willing to pay for that property.
So what we do is we take a look at what the profit would be if we flipped it. We take a look at what the wholesale fee would be if we sold it off. And our rule of thumb is if we can make 2 times the amount of profit flipping it versus wholesaling it off, we'll go ahead and take that property and flip it ourselves.
Right. If the wholesale fee is at or close to the value of what we could potentially flip it for, we absolutely decide that we should wholesale that property.
Absolutely. There's no risk, and we go ahead and move it and take our profit. Now, that being said, both of the flip avenue and the wholesale avenue are both ways that we would offload and sell and ultimately exit that project.
True exit strategies for that particular deal.
Right. Different from actually keeping it, owning it, and renting it.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of the influences that would allow us to decide to keep it and hold it within our portfolio.
Great.
Although there's plenty of rentals here in Vegas, people own a lot of rentals here in Vegas.
Definitely.
We found it a bit difficult to swallow the pill in terms of the cash flow that most of these properties make here in Vegas. And
we're not alone. There's a lot of other investors that we've talked to try and help us maybe understand what we're doing wrong or if we're looking at this the incorrect way. But the fact of the matter is, Vegas prices in relation to the rental rates just don't add up very, very well.
No, the rent rates here in Vegas are actually fairly low compared to other markets.
And the purchase price is relatively high compared to those rates. So a normal financed owner or investor or landlord isn't going to be able to make enough cash flow to really make a rental make sense.
Right. If you have a mortgage on the property or a hard money loan or some sort of financing of the sort, it's very difficult to cash flow. You're looking at maybe a $200 or $300 a month cash flow on most properties, which, hey, if anything happens, that can put you underwater quick.
Definitely. Stuff's going to happen. Now, that being said, our rule of thumb in order to decide whether we're going to keep it and cash flow that property is about $1,000 a month. So we want to make net to us $1,000 a month off of the rents. Otherwise, we just don't see it worth it to keep that property.
So I think this is a really good time to tell people about another video that we did in the description below about our fully furnished rental model here in town. And the model actually derived from an Airbnb that we bought that we got in trouble on, and it kind of went south, but hey, we regained momentum by leasing it out on a long-term lease, and we're cash flowing $1,500 a month because it was fully furnished.
To be honest, it was a total Airbnb failure, but we stumbled into the furnished rental space and it's working really well.
Yeah, so check out that video below. It's a really good video on a new model that we're just unloading.
A second factor when considering this decision is actually taking a look at your business. And so this has come with experience. This has come with a few years of actually owning and operating a business where we step back and we look at each decision to say, is this best for what's happening in our business right now? Do we have enough capital right now? The financial health of our business? Are we situated correctly? And is this the right decision for where we're at?
Yeah, and within our business, we have a full machine moving here. When we take our capital and we buy and hold properties, that really only benefits Jesse and I long term. For the business, it actually hurts our business because we're taking capital out of the equation. We're not able to buy as many properties to flip. And it's taking actual flip properties for our construction teams, our listing teams, our inventory for our agents out of the equation, which in turn hurts our business. So we're really thinking about that as well.
100%.
Now, with where the market's at today, we're in a hot market. Jesse and I are really focused on flipping as many properties as we possibly can in today's market and cash flowing as much as we can on that business.
The appreciation is just so radical right now. So we just feel like we have to take advantage of that. But knowing that eventually we do want to take the accumulated flip profits from all of this hard work and transition them into more passive real estate investments that pay us reoccurringly.
Yeah, our goal is absolutely the mailbox money. We are looking long term here, but just in the market we're in, we do find it very, very important that you take extreme advantage of where the prices are, how the appreciation has affected the market in the last year and a half, and really, really taking advantage of those profits.
We know that real estate cycles, goes up and it goes down. So what we've decided to do is stay a little bit patient, take advantage of the cycle that we're in, and go ahead and deploy the capital that we're building up when the time is right, maybe when a market correction occurs, so that those rental assets we can benefit from in a few different ways. We can benefit from better cash flows because we'll enter the properties at a lower price, as well as longer term appreciation because of what timing of when we bought those properties.
Exactly. It's all about the timing. And right now, it's the time to build up the cash reserves and be ready to deploy when the time's right.
If you guys agree with this mentality and this structure, I'd love to hear it about that in the comments.
If you found this video helpful in helping you make the decision whether to flip or buy and hold, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.
If you have any questions about this mentality or our thinking, go ahead and drop us a comment below.
And until then, we'll see you on the flip side.